What do I always tell you about liberals, especially people like Nancy Pelosi? Ladies and gentlemen, they're not used to being challenged. And why is that? You can never challenge liberals because liberals aren't used to being challenged. And when you challenge them, they freak out. What do? They either emotionally melt down, right, Joe? Or their next line is, if they don't emotionally melt down, you're a racist, definitely. Or you definitely don't like people who are gay or trans, or you don't like people who are black or Hispanic. That's their only, they don't have it. They never respond with anything of substance. They don't. I'm very sorry. I know we have liberal listeners. Some actually enjoy the show, but my experience with liberals has generally been awful. They can't debate. They have no grasp of the facts at all. And as I had said on Sean Hannity's show last night, talking about the gun debate, they just lie about everything all the time. That's for two reasons. Liberals dominate the media and they dominate academia. So they're never challenged by anyone in the media, almost ever, unless you go on Fox. And they're never challenged by academics because academics are liberals who aren't really interested in actual academics. So what happens when you go on the air and someone actually dares to ask you a substantive question? Well, here's a video of Nancy Pelosi absolutely losing it yesterday when Judy Woodruff, who is no conservative, by the way, from PBS, asks a simple question about this stimulus thing she's about to get wrecked on by the Donald Trump trap we talked about in the beginning. And watch Pelosi just like, well, if you're going to just defend the Republican, she's so upset that Judy Woodruff basically says like, hey, here's the Republican position. What's your response? She can't even take it. Check this out.
The other point Republicans are making is they are now showing flexibility in money for state and local governments. This is, again, a difference. Democrats want more money. Republicans want a lot less. They are saying they're willing to show flexibility. And they're also saying a lot of the money that was passed in the spring, Madam Speaker, has not even been spent yet.
Well, so if you want to be an advocate for them, Judy, if you want to be an advocate for them, let's know what the facts are.
I'm playing devil's advocate here
to
ask you for your position.
She melts it. She melts down totally. Like a snowball in the hot Florida sun. She can't take it. Well, if you want to be an advocate, the woman's Judy Woodruff's just bringing up a point. Hey, here's what the Republicans, she's not arguing for them. They can't take it. They are never challenged. They own the media. They own academia. Liberals go through 4 years of college, never having one of their dopey, ridiculous, non-fact-based arguments ever challenged. So when you challenge them, they melt down like the snowflakes they are because they've never been challenged before. They're not used to it. What they accept as dogma is actually a bunch of lies. And when confronted with the lies, their response is always anger. I saw that on social media yesterday. I want to put it out there because expect that. Remember what I always tell you about arguing with liberals, and don't forget this. I've done a lot of it. Grown up in 2 blue states before I moved to Florida. You're never arguing with the liberal. They're largely lost. 99% of them don't really, I'm not kidding, don't care about facts at all. It's like the guy Lachlan who wrote that piece. No matter how many times I tell him, and no matter what evidence I produce, that I left the job, it doesn't matter. They already know in their head what they want to say. That's what liberals do. You're not going to argue them out. You're never arguing with them. You're arguing for the third party listening. When I was running for office, it happened all the time. I'd get into a debate with someone who's a liberal. Talking to them was ridiculous, but I'd hear other people listening. And I can't tell you how many times people would come up to me and say, hey, you did a good job there. I never heard that before. You're always arguing for the third person listening. I'm telling you this story, and I told you the story about the Daily Beast about me, not because I'm going to convert the Daily Beast. They're going to continue to make up stories about me. That's what they do. That's their business model. Me and others. Not all about me. I'm talking to you, the third person, who's watching what goes on and says, gosh, Dan's story seems right. Guy actually texted him with the information that was correct and wrote the opposite. I'm talking to the third person. I'm not talking to Lachlan. He's lost. Remember that. That's what happens. They always melt down.
You just heard Dan Bongino.